Good luck.
Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün dünyanın en iyi 27. genç üniversitesi The Hong Kong University of Science and Technology'de eğitimi Zorian, Deniz ve Emre'den dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı sağ alt köşede Questions bölümünden yönlendirmeyi unutmayın. Şimdi ufak bir video ile başlıyoruz.
We live in an age of rapid change. Are you ready to be a change maker? Are you an entrepreneur who aspires to make an impact on the world? A scientist who dreams of making discoveries through facts and reasoning? An engineer who craves to solve the world's challenges with innovative and sustainable solutions? A global citizen who can transcend cultural boundaries and see the world in many dimensions? An explorer who finds pleasure in venturing out of the ordinary and meeting extraordinary people? At HKUST, we create the right environment for your disruptive ideas to come to life and support you every step along the way, from conception to reality. Ready to achieve. We are HKUST. We are HKUST.
Well, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. This is Surian from the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. Welcome to our section here. So we are very glad to have two Turkish representatives here. One is Professor Deniz Oka, who's from the Department of Finance, who will be sharing the university introduction to tell you more about HKUST. And then we have Emery, currently a Year 2 student, also from Turkey, and he will share his experience in HKUST as well. So without further ado, let me pass the time to Professor Oka, please.
Hello, iyi akşamlar herkese. Good evening. My name is Deniz Okat. I am from Finance Department. I have been in Hong Kong at HKUST. We say UST, the short version of the name. I have been here for 6 years. I was in the finance department all the time. And before joining to Hong Kong, I was in Finland, in Helsinki, having my PhD. In Turkey, I studied at Bilkent University. I studied engineering and economics before my academic career. Hong Kong is a great city. I mean, the summary, the takeaway of this entire half an hour session should be that Hong Kong is a great city and HKUST is a wonderful university. It's a very compact city, very safe and secure. Everything works efficiently. They have one of the best public transportation systems in the world. There were so many food options. Emre will probably talk about more on this. And the living standards are quite well here. And also, as a foreigner, you never feel like a tourist here. English is perfectly fine in ordering your food or having a cab or asking for addresses for your everyday needs. So I strongly recommend you to be here. Let me share you some slides. Okay, world's #2 young university, Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. Yes, we have the best campus in the world.
Professor, we're not seeing the slide.
You cannot see? I didn't share. Okay, let me try again then. About now, is it better?
Yes, yes.
All right, good. This is our campus view from the bird eye, from the in the hill behind the campus. And yes, we have one of the best campuses in the world. In fact, many people think that we are the second best campus among thousands of universities on the planet. And I will not tell you which one is the best campus. But being second is already pretty nice. These blue striped buildings, as you see at the bottom of the photo, are mostly faculty housing or student dormitories. So if you come to UST, you will be placed to one of these buildings, I suppose. This is the night view. We have a very nice football field by the seaside. Buildings are well connected, so you can travel on the roofs of buildings even. Most of the buildings you saw in this photo belong to university. I can show you many other photos, but you will always get the same message. The campus is really, really nice. Breathtaking, I would say. We have a nice new auditorium building, one of the signature buildings in the campus, which is recently constructed. This is the view of the university from the seaside. We are very proud of this campus. That's why I wanted to share with you many slides of the campus. We have 700 something faculty and teaching staff in the university, and they all have very diverse backgrounds. 74% of the faculty and teaching staff come places outside of Hong Kong. In the finance department, for example, there are 16 professors, my friends, and they are from Canada, Bulgaria, USA, India, China, New Zealand, and even Lithuania. Among these 16 faculty members, I believe more than 10 countries are represented. There are different ratings that are used in the university to order universities in the world. Students usually look at the placement rates, like employment rates, or the campus-related ratings. We, as the faculty members, instructors, we look at the research-based ratings. We are the first in the entire Asia. Asia is, you know, the biggest continent in the world. And HKUST is the #1 university in Asia in terms of research output. The productivity of the faculty is pretty high in UST. So you will be taught by the best faculty. I will skip some of the slides. This is important. We see the needs. Most of the specializations within the university, they were designed with the topical fields. For example, we have many courses on big data and the new technology accompanying big data. We talk about, there's a specialization on sustainability or green finance. Both business school and the science faculty, they coordinate these courses. And we have many other specializations, majors. Artificial intelligence is one of them. A recently created one, digital media and creative arts, is another one. So you will have an opportunity to specialize on really state-of-the-art fields. By the way, if you have a question, you can also address in Turkish. Be your own boss. In UST, we promote entrepreneurship. Many of our graduates, alumni, they actually started their own businesses after graduation, and most of them are pretty successful. These guys are, I believe, selling beer, wheat beer. Diversity is not only on the faculty side, but the student body itself is represented by more than 80 countries. So once you join the UST, your schoolmates, your friends at the dormitory, they will be coming from all over the place, from different countries, that you will have an opportunity to interact with. We also offer many exchange opportunities. We have arrangements with 37 different universities, mostly universities from Europe, universities in, say, UK, Finland, Sweden, Germany, Italy, and so on. But there are also universities from Australia, the USA, New Zealand, and so on. So you will really, this will really be a complete experience. You will not be only staying in Hong Kong, but most likely you will be also spending a year or a semester abroad as well. We are proud of our employment rate. As you see, 98% of our graduates are employed. Finding a job was not a problem, at least at UST, compared to many other schools. You see here, Henry is working at Microsoft, Karen at Nissan, Noah at HSBC. HSBC, as you know from Turkey as well, it is the name of the bank, right? They have branches in Turkey as well. This abbreviation stands for Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation. So the previous headquarters of HSBC was in Hong Kong, recently moved to UK, to London. We offer boundless opportunities. Our graduates are everywhere. In every major city, you will find alumni of UST, and you will have an opportunity to connect with them. Yes, this is all I want to say at this point. Let me turn to Emre. I think he will have a lot to share with you guys.
Hello everyone. İyi akşamlar Türkiye'dekiler için. So today I'm going to be sharing a bit about my experiences so far in Hong Kong. I've been here for the last 1.5 years. This is going to be my 3rd semester. I'm halfway through my 2nd year, and I'm a 2nd year aerospace student, as we just mentioned. So let me just share my slides real fast. All right. Is everything all right? Okay.
Yes.
All right, sure. So like I just said, I'm a 2nd year aerospace student from Turkey. I studied under the AP curriculum in Hisar schools, if you've heard of that, and used my SAT and TOEFL scores while applying to HKUST. I also submitted my high school scores from my regular curriculum in my application. Just as an additional note, I didn't take the university entrance exam in Turkey. I don't know what it is right now, since it seems to change every about 2 years at this point. I didn't take it during my time. As far as I know, UST will be looking at your high school diploma scores and other proficiencies in SATs or SAT subject tests, depending on if you apply to a specific school. So, can't seem to switch the slides. There we go. So, for my other offers before choosing UST, I've been accepted to other universities in the US, Europe, Japan, the US. I've put a few here. I'm just going to be getting into 3 main reasons why I chose UST over my other offers in a bit. So the main 3 reasons I have are the future job prospects. As you might have seen a second ago, we have a 98% employment rate. The financial aspect of university education, and finally the UROP program, which was a big decider for me. For job prospects, UST has a great reputation among employers in Hong Kong. On top of this, Hong Kong itself is a business hub that attracts a lot of business and great minds to it. Great minds. Due to the talent the city attracts, the projects being developed are also quite exciting. And I hope to be able to be a part of one of these R&D projects in the future, so I thought Hong Kong would be a good choice for me. On top of USD is generally affordable. I'll be getting into my scholarship scheme in a little bit, compared to other overseas universities as well. And the scholarship scheme is very attractive for a lot of people who want a quality education without a big hit to their finances. And the main decider for me, the UROP program, which is the abbreviation for the Undergraduate Research Opportunities Program, in which we get to, we're allowed research experience while we're still undergraduate students, in which I'm currently working on a project called the Ambular, where we're trying to develop a drone ambulance for fast response. Another very big part of HKUST once you come here is the flexibility of the curriculum as well as the opportunities here. In the slides that you've just seen before, we put a big emphasis on being your own boss, and HKUST really does facilitate that. So this flexibility extends into your major selection as well, and the general academic side of UST. I know a lot of you guys are having to choose majors, deciding between universities at the moment, which can be quite stressful, but once you get here, USD will help you inform your future decisions. So USD, you don't have to apply to a specific school or a major when you first apply to USD. You can, I believe, go 3 semesters without being in an undeclared major. So you'll have plenty of time to experiment around with different classes, different talking with other people, talking with professors. USD also has a major selection exercise that the URAO does for every intake year, in which different faculty members will give introductions to their own majors, and also the URAO office will go through every single detail regarding what you might need to look out for when you're applying to the major. If you're unfulfilled with your major at any point in your education, you can change majors. So what this means is it doesn't only mean you have to go through, you can change from CS to mechanical engineering or whatnot. You can even switch between schools, meaning you can start off as a CS student and just turn, and then apply to become a business student or a finance or a fintech student, for example, which gives you a lot of flexibility for what you want to do. Of course, you'll have to complete the degree requirements for when you graduate. We can't really do anything about that, but you have the option to change your majors if you're not happy with what you're doing. As for the main thing that I put in the middle there, unlike high school, once you get here, you're not going to be sitting in classes for 6 or 7 hours straight. And most things in high school were chosen for you, like your classes. So when you come to university in general, you'll have a lot more control over your education and what classes you take and your time management. So we end up having a lot of free time. So what do you do with this free time? As for me, I decided to take advantage of whatever the university was able to offer me. For example, I was able to go hiking, explore Hong Kong. I am currently a part of the RoboMasters team, in which you can see the drone at the top. The bottom picture is a picture from the UROP program, in which where we were testing a small model in the wind tunnel, which we recently submitted the report for. Hopefully that will be accepted. So what I'm trying to get at is, on top of attending classes, there's so much to do once you come to Hong Kong or UST in general, is that you'll have a lot of free space to actually grow and spread your wings to follow through with your other goals in mind. So for scholarships, currently I have a 50% conditional scholarship from USD, from the admission scheme. My condition is that I have to hold a 3.0 GPA out of 4.3 across, which is renewable. So which is about 70,000 Hong Kong dollars per year. When I said that the school is very generous to its students in helping them get a quality education. That's not a small sum of money, but if you're willing to put in the time and put in the effort, yeah, you could also apply to this. A little side note to the scholarship. Once you apply to the HKUST, there is no extra documents, essay, recommendation letters, whatever else the other universities might ask for, which can become a very big hassle if you're applying to multiple universities like I did. You don't have to do any of that. Once you apply to UST through the portal, you're automatically in the scholarship application pool. So you can end up getting a scholarship even when you weren't expecting to get one, which is quite interesting and can be quite exhilarating once you actually get the results. Other than that, a bit more about my experiences so far. Of course, we have to study a lot. We have a lot of projects that we have to work on, but the people and the facilities on campus really do make up for it. So due to the international nature of the campus, I've got to meet a lot of people from many different countries, from Sweden, India, Philippines, Vietnam, Russia, Belarus, all around the place. Everyone I've met has been very friendly, and they're always open to meeting new people. Some friends I got to meet through classes, of course, but the societies I've been a part of have helped a lot. So, for example, I've picked up sports climbing, which I've never even thought of that I would be into before. But since the opportunity was on campus when I came to USD, I just saw the wall. Once I walked into the gym, I was like, oh, I could give that one a try, and I ended up becoming one of the members of the team. I've never expected that, but the opportunities on campus allowed me to actually experiment and find a new passion of mine, which was very, very fun for me. From joining that society, I got to meet people from other majors and other other years as well. So, and on top of that, there are other societies for more mental pursuits, if you will. Like I just mentioned, the RoboMasters team or the UROP, which the amount of opportunities you have once you get on campus is just mind-blowing. You have a lot of free time once you get here, but then you see all of the things that you can do, and then you just end up not having time again, which I found very funny. So for a few closing remarks, why you might want to come to USD. The main thing for me is USD is one of those universities that has a thing for everyone. Like if you're looking to completely dedicate yourself to just studying or just doing projects, you absolutely can. If you want to do like a more project-based learning or experiential learning, USD has programs such as UROP, USEL, or ISOM. Or if you want to go bar hopping and clubbing every weekend, you're also very welcome to do that, if you can manage your studies, of course. So whatever you're looking for in a university life, HKUST has some kind of facility or program that you can take advantage of. The student body also very much reflects this. It truly is a university of opportunity. So, and it lets you shape your future however you might want. You can just meet anybody that you might have a common interest with anyone that you meet. It's very interesting. You'll meet the most unlikely people, and they'll be into the same things that you are. You'll definitely find someone that has the same interests when you come to USD. The student body is just so diverse. It's frankly amazing. So I suppose that is for me. If you have any more questions, you feel free to put those in the chat. And thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Emery. So now we have the university intro from Professor Ilka, and you have heard Emery shared his experience at HKUST. Now let me go to the more factual part, which I've been answering a few questions related to what I'm going to cover now. So it will be about application procedure, requirements, scholarships, and timelines and everything. So let me share screen now. Okay. Is it showing?
Not yet. Yes.
Okay. So admissions information now. Like Emery has mentioned in his sharing, that we do provide a very, very flexible curriculum. And first, let me just tell you, we are a research university. We have 4 schools and interdisciplinary programs. So we do not have law, we do not have psychology, we do not have medicine, but we do have science, engineering, humanities, and social science and business school. So altogether, we're providing 49 majors and 24 minors there. And a quarter of our programs are interdisciplinary ones or cross-disciplinary ones or joint school majors. So when you apply to HKUST, make sure you really pay attention to this part here. While we have 49 majors, when you apply, you will find there are only 26 application choices, because there are what we call the school-based application choice. You do not need to apply for a specific program, you just apply for the school. So you can apply to science. They have 2 options, Science A and Science B. Science A will be if you're interested in math or physics, you apply to Science A. If you're interested in chemistry or biology, you apply to Science B. If you're interested in any of the engineering programs provided by the engineering school, you simply apply for engineering or engineering plus AI, which gives you an extended major specialized in artificial intelligence with a designated first major from the engineering school. And like I said, we have a business school. So they are providing 13 programs, but you can simply apply for the business school. So the option is business and management. So these are the school-based application choices. You do not need to fix on the major, you just apply for the school. But what if you have already made up your mind that you're really into finance? You can directly apply. So these are what we call the program-based application choices. So all the business school majors, you can choose to directly apply for the programs, our interdisciplinary program, our joint school program, our cross-disciplinary program. For example, the dual degree in technology and management, which is a 5-year degree program, you can directly apply to these. So 49 majors, but only 26 application choices. When you apply, you can choose up to 2 options. So it can be either a school-based option plus a program-based option, or 2 school-based options. So it's up to you. The reason that we are setting this kind of application format is because we like to give you ample time to make up your mind. So you see that for the first year, you will be taking University Common Core, which is general education courses. There are over 100 of them. We expect everybody will take these Common Core courses, so you'll have a broader foundation of knowledge, not just specialized in one area. And then you will have 3 electives, and you will be doing school foundation courses. So the first year, you will not start major study. You will take the first year to explore around all the options, all the programs provided by us. And at the end of the first year, or even for business school, maybe in the 3rd semester, when you join the major selection exercise, is the time when you really fix on your major. And just like Emery mentioned, during any time of your study, if you really find that the current major you're not really interested in, you like to change, you can do it as well. So it's very, very flexible. You can do 1 major, you can do 2 majors. 80% of our business school students will have 2 majors. So you can cross schools, you can change from school to school. So very, very flexible curriculum now. Now, other than the majors that we, HKUST, provide, we do partner with other universities to provide joint university program. We are very innovative in our program provisions. We're the first one in the world to provide a triple degree joint university program. We're the first one in the world to partner with the University of Southern California in the US and the University of Bocconi in Milan, Italy, to provide a World Bachelor of Business in Business. It is a very exciting, super exciting program. You spend a year in each of the university. The final year, you just pick one of the university to do your final year. And when you graduate, you will have 3 degree certificates. issued by 3 universities in 3 different continents. And it gives you the opportunity to work in all these 3 regions or countries. So super exciting there. And we also partner with the University of Waseda in Japan. Our Humanities and Social Science School partner with them. So it's a 5-year or 3+2 option. So when you graduate, you will have 2 degrees. We have other options as well. So very innovative. Now, we have a great news to tell you. If you're a Turkish student, we have created a special Turkish scholarship since last year, and this year we'll continue providing it. And what happens is you do not need to apply separately. You do not need to apply separately. As long as you apply for admissions to HKUST, you will be considered automatically as long as you are a Turkish national. And if you're granted, if you're awarded, it will be full or half renewable scholarship. So just like Emery, he's receiving 50% of the tuition fee waived. So it's possible that you will receive half or even full tuition fee waived for all 4 years or 5 years during the normal duration of your study at HKUST. Absolutely no application required. You will be considered automatically, and you will receive the scholarship offer letter together with your admission offer letter. So this is super exciting. Really, this is the time for you to apply to HKUST. This is really generous offer here. And if you're doing IB, we have standard scheme as well. So you may receive the standard scheme of IB, or if you may receive the Turkish national scholarship. So either one will do. If you score 40 or 41, you will receive some kind of scholarship. If you're a top scorer, if you receive 45, then you will have all full tuition fee waived with a living allowance of 55,000 Hong Kong dollars per year during all normal duration of studies. And we do have GCSE A level standard scheme as well. So if you receive 3 A-star, you will receive some kind of scholarship. And again, these ones do not need you to apply. As long as you're taking this examination, you will be granted the scholarship if you achieve the grades or their scores there automatically. And we do have non-academic scholarship as well. If you are excellent, you have outstanding achievement in any of the areas that's non-academic, you can apply. This one do require application because it's non-academic, and we like to know what your achievements are, then you just need to apply. If you are really an entrepreneur, if you are outstanding in community services, performing arts, music, dance, or whatever that's extra, that's not of the academics, you can apply for this one. So it's a one-off scholarship that worth 50,000 Hong Kong dollars. Requirements, it's an application required here. Okay, now that Emery also mentioned that it's really affordable compared to other more common destination or popular destinations, we are charging the tuition fee at 140,000 Hong Kong dollars a year, which is roughly 18,000 US dollars a year. And the other living expenses altogether with accommodation provided by the university, you are looking at US dollars 26,000 to $27,000 a year, including everything. Okay. So we will say this is really value for money. We're using the Big Mac index here, which is a common index telling you the living course of different countries here. You will see that we're charging only half of those of the more, again, popular destinations like UK, Canada, Australia, and US, the common ones. Only half of the cost. You will receive the top quality education at HKUST and in Hong Kong. Now, some relevant information for you. Now, for the international student graduated from HKUST, 85% of them would choose to stay in Hong Kong for good reasons. First, we do pay, Hong Kong pays higher average salary for graduates. Just for your reference here, in 2021, the tax is personal income tax is only at 2.5%. And their average salary for HKUST graduates is at 33,500 US dollars a year. And for that kind of salary, you're only paying 2.5% income tax. So personal income tax very low, and average graduate salary higher than most of the Asian countries there. So higher salary than Japan, than South Korea, than Singapore, and lower tax than these 3 countries. So good reason for you to choose to stay in Hong Kong. And we have no capital gain tax here. If you're really investor in the stock market, for example, you do not need to pay tax for your earnings there, okay? And for immigration policy, we do favor international graduates from our universities. You will be granted 12 months unconditional stay after graduating from any of the 8 government-funded university in Hong Kong, including HKUST, of course. So that's one of the reasons why so many international students would choose to stay in Hong Kong after graduation. Now, so application procedures. We've passed the early round deadline and we have just finished issuing early round offers, but you can still make it in time for the main round deadline. Our main round application will close on the 14th of January. That's next Friday. Make sure you submit it in time. So we hold this webinar here just to remind you, if you're interested in HKUST, apply now. And if you apply by the main round, you'll be starting to receive the issue of offers from late January onwards. And we have rolling rounds as well. So even after the main round, if you really miss the main round, admissions will be on rolling basis, okay? So there are 3 kinds of requirements for your application: the general basic requirement, the English language requirement, and the school-specific subject requirements there. Let me go one by one. We do accept the Turkish national examination or certificate here. So all the diploma listed here, we do accept. And for reference, for those who are admitted using all these qualifications in the past years, the overall average is 75%, 75 or above on the 100-point scale. So this is not the minimum, this is not the highest, this is a reference. So you can take it as a reference score. We do, of course, accept many other qualifications as well. If you're doing SAT, AP, if you're doing Canadian, Australian, or UK GCA level or IB diploma, we accept them all. So make sure you scan the QR code and check out the different qualifications requirement there. I'm not going to go into detail now. Some reference score again for you. If you are using IB, the student who got in with an IB diploma, their score, it's reference score, it's from 37 to 42 for 2021 entry. That's the current entry here. So the reference score, again, not the lowest one, not the highest one. We do have top scorers. And if for students using SAT, the reference score is 1420 to 1490. And for GCA level, it's 1A star, 2 A's, to 3 A stars. So of course, we have students who got 4 A stars, which will allow them to have a scholarship then. Now, I got a question from the box there asking about the English language requirement. Again, we do accept a wide range of English proficiency tests. You can use TOEFL or IELTS, or you can use IB English, British English, or SAT AB English as well. So for TOEFL, we're looking at IBT 80, IBT 80. For IELTS, it's overall band 6.0. There's no detail or divided marks or overall score. It's an overall score, so no separate there. So we do have subject requirements for different schools and programs. Make sure you check the list here. For example, if you're interested in aerospace engineering, which is provided by the engineering school, see here, you need to apply for engineering or engineering plus AI if you have an interest in artificial intelligence as well. We are looking that you must have a senior level mathematics here. So make sure you have mathematics. And one of the blue dots here. So mathematics is a required subject, and then you must have VChem by computer studies or statistics, one of these. If you're interested in science A, which is math or physics, of course, you need to have either math or physics. If you're interested in science B, chemistry or biology, you must have either chemistry or biology. So make sure you check the subject required for your interested program or interested school. Now, most of the programs or schools do not require interview. only the programs listed here would have interview arrangement, which is mandatory. You need to pass the interview of these programs in order to get admitted to HKUST. For all the other schools or programs not listed here, they may or may not invite you for an interview. Many students got in HKUST without an interview. So no worries if you do not receive an interview invitation for interview here. So that's about it here. We are on our, if you'd like to talk with Emery there, we are our student ambassador on our website on tab, TAP there. So just go to this website and pick the student you'd like to chat with. We have many student ambassadors available there. So pick one for the handsome girl, pretty girl to chat with there. Handsome boy, pretty girl there. And we are on all social media platforms. Just search us in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube. Search for HKUST admissions. You can find us there. We have very regular posts, and you can check for updates. So the main round application will close on 14. You can scan this QR code or go to this web link here. Then click apply. If you're not applying for 2022 entry, you'd like to receive admissions update from us, sign up a form there. So our website is join.hkusc.edu.hk, and go there. You will find all the necessary information you need about HKUST. So this is our application now. No, all our requirements, everything. So if you have any question, let us know. Do we have any unanswered question here? I think there was a question about electives.
Yes, someone asked about electives, right? Otherwise, I can see that almost all the questions are answered. Is SAT required? Someone asked, you answered. You said it is not required, but they can provide, right, as a certificate.
Yeah. We know that many of their examinations got canceled or postponed, so you may not be able to provide really official or certificate of examinations. We do consider those, and we have extended flexibility in assessing or reviewing application for students from countries or they would not be able to take the exams. Likely we will be doing so for this year as well. For the past 2 years, we've been extending flexibility in reviewing different qualifications. So if you do not have SAT or AP, please upload your high school transcripts or whatever qualifications you have. Okay.
I can see Ibrahim is asking whether the university is open and whether we conduct face-to-face education. We are right now at the mixed mode, meaning we are teaching in the classroom, but if you want to stay at home and follow the lectures from internet with Zoom, then you can also do that.
So electives, how many electives can you take? So Amber, can you help answer that?
I don't exactly know this one, because as far as I know, you can take as many electives as you want, as long as you are below the 15 to 18 credits per semester on top of all of your other main courses. So and even if you go over the 18 credits, you should be able to apply for what we call credit overload. So you'll have to get permission from the university to actually get over 18 credits. But I'm not aware of like a hard limit set on how many electives you can take in each given semester.
Yeah, just like flexibility, it's our essence here. So whatever you wish to do, you can do it. So we do have students graduated with 3 majors of 3 programs, one from the School of Science, one from the School of Business, and one from the School of Engineering. It's pretty crazy, but we do allow those kind of flexibility as long as you wish to do it. So I am done with my bachelor degree in English. Is there any waive for that? So depends on your qualification, and you can just send in your transcript and you'll be considered individually, but likely you'll be still asked to provide English proficiency test or certificates there. Well, maybe Emery, you can tell a little bit about their dormitory or student residential hall status there generally.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, most people who, like most internationals we know, have gotten some kind of dormitory on campus. And I think for the first 2 years, you are guaranteed a dorm slot in UST. Afterwards, you are more likely to be put on a wait list, but due to the current arrangements, you usually can't get in at the moment. Even if you can't, there are other dormitory options outside of UST, so you don't exactly have to worry about, oh, what am I going to do if I don't get dorm? So it's quite flexible. You should be able to, you'll be okay. I think there are rooms ranging from single rooms to, is it triple or 4 people? I think the maximum was triple, correct? Yeah. So single to triple rooms, depending on the hall. I currently live in Hall 4, which is basically about 100 meters from the sea, which is quite nice. And we have a
sea view. Do we have sea view?
No, it's currently blocked by a tree, but we can't really do anything about that. So.
Okay, we have 9 on-campus UG halls and 1 off-campus UG hall. So for international students who do not really have residence in Hong Kong, you're guaranteed 2-year university-provided accommodation. And for year 3 and year 4, you have to be prepared to live off-campus, maybe rent a residence off-campus there. So, but then we do, as of now, have what we call a lucky draw system going on. You, as a non-Hong Kong student, you will have more tickets for the lucky draw. So you will probably have higher chance of getting a on-campus accommodation as compared to those local students. So do we have more questions? No.
I think, yeah, that's pretty much about it, it seems. We covered quite well ground. Okay.
I don't know what Ismail's question is about. So, hello, PhD, MBA, M Science, Diploma Program, Project Management. So, we have all those. If the question is whether we have those, we have all those. But we are only talking about for diploma program, we do not have diploma program. We do have undergraduates, but we do not have associate degree or top-up degree. We have bachelor, master, MBA, PhD. I'm not sure we have supply chain management specifically, but I'm pretty sure we have the course, but probably not a degree program. Project management, I'm pretty sure we have course in that as well. Artificial intelligence, it's an extended major already. So if you're in Science A, if you're enrolled to Engineering plus AI, then you will be taking AI program. And since starting from this year, if you're a business school student, you will have the chance of taking AI as well. So again, that's the flexibility we provide a student. You are an industrial engineer, and your question is, we do have industrial engineering program, right, Emery?
Yes, we do. I think so.
So it depends on your what you wish to have. But then you will need to check the postgraduate web pages of HKUST and pick the relevant master program there. Monthly expenses in Hong Kong, we are estimating at 5,500 to 6,000, including accommodation and everything. But really, it's a rough reference. It's not that you need to spend that much to survive here. You can, of course, spend less. So reference is 5,500 to 6,000 Hong Kong, including everything. We included that in my presentation. So we're really looking at maybe a year, $6,000 US a year. some would say that Hong Kong is not cheap. We are a comparatively expensive city. You can find it in all the records. I think we're the number 2 just after Tokyo. But then as a student, you're not expected to spend that much. You will have discounted food on campus. So Emery, maybe you can share. Is Hong Kong expensive?
Depends on how you decide to live.
Really?
Since we have the food outlets on campus, which is very cheap compared to everything else that you might find in the city, for example. Most of the time, food can be quite expensive, and some. I would say the transport, it doesn't really take much. I'd say it's comparable to what we used to have in Turkey, as far as I can remember, at least. The main thing is the housing, really, but since we have the dorms on UST, which is very cheap compared to any other place that you might be able to rent outside. So as long as you're in dorms or maybe sharing a flat with someone, it's not that unlivable. But if you decide to eat out every single day and go to the city every single day, I don't know how far. You could probably drive that price up a lot. I try to stay within campus and like make my own food or eat from campus if possible. So my expenses, I believe, come out to around how much would it be? 4,000, 5,000, like Zorian just said, I would say. So in 5,000, like around that estimate is a good ballpark number.
So that would be about $650 a month, right? Is that correct?
I'm not aware of the current conversion rate.
So I'm not sure about Turkey. So is Hong Kong more expensive than Turkey then?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay.
Yes, that's definitely true.
I mean, that is just the reality of the thing, but it's not that much worse, I would say.
And scholarship for undergraduates, like I said, we have the special scholarship for Turkish student. For master and for PhD, for master we have what we call the studentship there if you're doing MPhil, and for PhD is similar, right? But Professor Oka, can you maybe talk about a little bit about the master program and studentship thing?
So scholarships of PhD program depends on the department, and the first 2 years, this university will provide you stipend. You don't need to pay anything, but afterwards, your performance will determine whether your scholarship will continue or not.
So you really need to apply and then discuss with your future supervisor and department.
So in finance department, for example, once we accept a student for our PhD program, we automatically provide scholarship. We waive the tuition fee. But after 2 years, whether we will continue financing the student depends on his performance in the program.
See, so do we have more questions now? Well, my question for Emery, just to share, how does it feel to be an international student in Hong Kong or HKUST?
Sorry, which one is it?
No, it's not a question. It's a question from me. So how does it feel to be an international student in Hong Kong? So you flew halfway around the world to come all the way in Asia. And do you feel very different? I'm sure we're very different from Turkey.
I mean, of course, there are cultural differences, of course, but I would say living on campus and in Hong Kong in general, it's not really hard to live, if that makes sense, because you'll be able to get by speaking English. Most, if not everyone, can understand English to some varying degree. Sometimes you may need to learn how to say USD in Canto to some taxi drivers, of course, especially during those late nights. But other than that, people are welcoming. I wouldn't say we're like outcasted or we feel like tourists here. It really does feel like we can just live here and communicate with almost everyone that we come across, which is extremely true for, especially on the campus. Everyone here can speak English. You can communicate with everyone. Everyone is very open to making new friends. So it's just a great environment to be in, really.
Okay, so we have questions
I think,
from, yeah.
I also saw this
right?
question about grading on a curve and
yeah,
or how hard is it if it does. I believe some, except some courses, most of the grades are on curves, are curved. If I'm not mistaken, I think the only non-curved lecture I had this year was math lectures. But I think it comes down to the professors, but most professors grade on a curve as far as I'm aware, or at least the ones that I've taken courses from. Depending on how hard it is, it really depends on the course, because sometimes, I remember in my first semester, the average of the final exam was, what was it, 45 or 50? And this year, for example, oh, sorry. And for the final year, this year, my final exam average was 90. So it really does depend on the course. It really depends on the students that are taking the course. But if you work hard enough, you'll if you follow the lectures, go to the lectures, go through the lecture slides, actually pay attention and do examples, you should be fine, I would say.
So Ismail has a final question about work and study. So I think in my presentation, I mentioned a bit that 85% of international students would choose to stay in Hong Kong after graduation. And we do have a very favorable immigration policy as well. If you live in Hong Kong for 7 consecutive years, you can apply for permanent residence if that's your interest there. And if you pursue further study, which is very normal and many undergraduate students would choose to do, we are a research university that gives you a very good competitive advantages when you apply for postgraduate studies, either in Hong Kong or overseas. And we have good connections. Our professors have really good connections with especially the top university in North America. So many of the students would go to North America to pursue postgraduate studies. And because of the Europe program, undergraduate research opportunities program, they would have accumulated many research experiences during their 4-year undergraduate study. And that, again, will give them a competitive advantage to pursue further study. And I think that's answered Ismail's question. Do we have more? Have we answered everything? I think so, right?
Yes, it seems everyone is satisfied. I think it is the right time to close the session.
Yeah. Well, thank you all.
Yeah, thank you and iyi akşamlar herkese. Hope we meet in campus in Hong Kong. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Yes, thank you very much for the great presentation, Zorian, Deniz Bey, Emre. It was a really informative session for the attendees, and you covered all of the questions. Thank you for your answers too. Additionally, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Umarım sizin için de faydalı bir webinar olmuştur. Bir sonraki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you very much again, you guys. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.